But all of this good is undermined by the message being sent in Syria, that laws can be flouted, chemical weapons can be used, hospitals can be bombed, aid can be withheld, and civilians starved with impunity. So on behalf of the Syrian refugees, I make 3 pleas to the international community. The first is an appeal for unity. It is time for the Security Council to work as one to end the conflict and reach a settlement that also brings justice and accountability for the Syrian people. It is very encouraging to see ministerial representation from Jordan, Spain, and Malaysia here today. But I think we would all like to see foreign ministers of all the Security Council members here, working on a political solution for Syria as a matter of urgency. In the last few months, we have seen intensive diplomacy at work elsewhere in the region. So now let us see what is possible for the people of Syria. And while these debates are important, I also urge the Security Council to visit Syrian refugees, to see firsthand their suffering and the impact it is having on the region. Those refugees cannot come to the Council, so please, will you go to them? And second, I echo what is being said about the support from Syria's neighbors, who are making an extraordinary contribution. It is sickening to see thousands of refugees drowning on the doorstep of the world's wealthiest continent. No one risks the lives of their children in this way except out of utter desperation. If we cannot end the conflict, we have an inescapable moral duty to help refugees and provide legal avenues to safety. And third, the barbarism of those inflicting systematic sexual violence demands a much greater response from the international community. We need to send a signal that we are serious about accountability for these crimes, and that is the only hope for establishing any deterrence. So I call on member states to begin preparations now so that Syrian women are fully represented in future peace negotiations in accordance with multiple resolutions in the Security Council. And if I may make a wider final point to conclude my remarks. The crisis in Syria illustrates that our inability to find diplomatic solutions causes mass displacement, traps millions of people in exile, statelessness, and displacement. 52 million people are forcibly displaced, a sea of excluded humanity. And while our priority must be ending the Syrian conflict, we must also broaden out the discussion to this much wider problem. Our times will be defined not by the crises themselves, but by the way we pull together as an international community to address them. Thank you.